Here we go, election season, so Lamont has to come up with a list of lies to try to make himself sound good. So let's just break down all this crap down here that he's trying to pitch that was, I don't know, good about himself or something that he could offer to people. Which you've had 8 years so far, dickhead, and you haven't done any of it, so. But, anyways, let's get into it. Universal health care. Where? Off the backs of everybody? I mean, first off, if universal health care is going to work, it has to be a federal thing. It can't just be state. If it's just state, then all it's going to do is cause more taxes. How do you think it gets paid for? It's not free. It doesn't just happen. Everyone's taxes have to be jacked up, so then there's money to pay for this. Which, I don't even know why he's talking about universal health care. I haven't heard anybody talking about it in Connecticut politics. Now, all of a sudden, that's something he's going to run on? Lower energy costs. Are you trying to make a joke right now or something? Your whole entire 8 years has been about energy costs going up, 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 up. You haven't done a single thing about energy costs. You haven't even gotten with Eversource to talk about the stupid community, whatever it's called, public benefits charge. And you're going to talk about lower energy costs? When I got my place that I still live in now, Lamont was the governor. Not Lamont. Daniel Malloy was the governor. And my electric bill was, I don't know, about $40 a month, and my gas bill was like $15 a month. Now time has gone on, yada yada yada, and we're at now where my electric bill is $60 a month and my gas bill is $40 a month. And that's summer. In winter, my gas bill is insane because I use gas for heat. My gas bill hits $150. Before it used to get to like $70. Now it's basically double, more than double. I don't know what you're talking about, lower energy costs. Nothing has been lowered since you've been governor, you dickhead. And then, standing up to Trump, there's another good one. Yeah, let's stand up to Trump. You know what he stands up to? He stands up to Trump on everything that's good that Trump does. Trump wants to enact ICE to get rid of these illegals and send them back to their own country. Because A, just by definition, they're criminals. They're here illegally. When something's illegal and you do something illegal, that makes you a criminal. And B, more often than not, these illegals seem to be very violent and have caused many premature deaths of women. So yeah, getting rid of these people is great. But that's what he wants to stand up to. Yeah, good job, Lamont. I'm glad that you don't care about the safety of the citizens of this state. I'm glad you prioritize illegals over the citizens. Yeah, good move, Lamont. You're so cool. We'll skip entering corporate welfare because I don't know what that means. Affordable housing. Again, where? I don't think anybody moves to Connecticut like, oh, it's so cheap here. I can easily afford a house. Last time I checked, a house that was like on half an acre of land and was like a ranch with, 2 bedrooms, no privacy, small yard, and all that was going for like $300,000. That's affordable? A house that should be barely $100,000 is $300,000, but that's affordable? All right, dickhead. Universal pre-K, I don't know what that's supposed to mean. Raise the minimum wage. Here you go. There's another failure. I've already made numerous videos on this, where when you raise the minimum wage, all you're doing is causing local inflation. Businesses that pay minimum wage typically are big companies like McDonald's, Burger King, Wendy's, maybe a gas station, etc. And so your labor, the work that you have to do there is pretty basic, so they pay you nothing because you're not skilled. And so, when you go and raise that and force these places to have to pay their employees more, they're not looking to take a loss, so they're going to jack their prices up to still maintain where they're at, or even give themselves a raise. And yeah, maybe instead of encouraging people to not invest in their lives at all and achieve nothing, maybe the push should be, hey, I'm going to work towards getting good manufacturing jobs here, so we have a lot of good jobs that people can strive for and earn and work at and have good benefits along with it. Minimum wage doesn't even give you benefits. You don't have health insurance or anything like that through minimum wage jobs. So, let's not push for that. No, let's just raise minimum wage. That's going to solve the problem. There you go. And if any teenagers are working these jobs, yeah, they really need to be making almost $20 an hour as a high schooler, right? That makes sense too. Good job, Lamont. You know how to think. Middle class tax cuts. Here we go. Mr. Stand-up comedian. Here's another one that makes no sense. Middle class tax cuts. Yep. Those have definitely happened. A vast majority of the people in this state feel like you're making more money because of all those tax cuts, right? I don't know where they're at. Pretty sure that, I still feel pretty broke all the time, even though I work 2 jobs and I don't know what my tax bracket would count as, but I'd consider it that but I would assume that it's considered, decent enough that I'm not like lower class or anything like that. So I would be in that middle. And yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. Tax cuts where? Property taxes? Nope. Gas tax? Nope. Regular state tax? Nope. What are you talking about, Ned? Huh? What wool are you trying to pull over people's eyes? There's no tax cuts anywhere, you dick. Historic education investments. I have heard something about this recently. I have not looked into it, though, only because we know how the education system is nowadays, and it's horrible. So I do need to look into that more. As such, I can't really comment on that. Standing with unions. I guess unions are good. I don't really know how he's been standing with them, though, so I can't comment on that. Protecting small business. You mean pushing them out? Small businesses struggle in this state, due to, that's right, raising the minimum wage. So now you make it so unaffordable for them to hire help that either they can't grow or they themselves, the people who started the small business, have to work ridiculous amount of hours because they can't afford help, so they got to do it themselves. B, I hear there's a lot of startup fees. I hear there's a lot of taxes. I hear trying to start a business in this state is absolutely a nightmare. Absolutely a nightmare. One of the worst states to try to start a business in. But sure, you're protecting small businesses. By small, what do you mean? Like Walmart? Are you looking at it as an LLC? And it's like, this one Walmart here and this one Walmart here. I don't know what you're talking about, protecting small businesses. No, you're not. You're ruining small businesses. And don't forget, a disease that was ravaging the world only half a decade ago really caused a lot of small businesses to close because, we couldn't stay open and all this. So, don't know what you're talking about there, liar. And then your last stupid point, paid family and medical leave. That's kind of basic. Doesn't everywhere have that? As long as I've been alive, I've always known that there's been a FMLA, So I don't know what you're talking about there. One thing I can say, though, is I know somebody who recently did have to use it. Their husband got ill, came down with an unexpected illness, so they both had to be out of work, and the wife was trying to set up the FMLA stuff, and when she came back to work, which was I think last week, she was talking about how much of a pain in the butt it was to try to do all this, how much paperwork you gotta fill out, all the calls you gotta have, then you gotta have a follow-up call, sometimes there's follow-up paperwork. She says it was weeks before she even saw anything. The only thing she said that was good was they at least give you a lump sum. Like, it's set up to be a weekly payment, but since they were so far behind on getting her set up, that when they finally did release the funds, it was basically like all back paid into one huge lump sum. So with the two of them, they kind of got a big influx of money finally when it went through, but it still took like a month or so. So, if you want to brag about FMLA, talk about it in the sense of like you improved it, so it's one day, not a month process or something. Otherwise, don't really know what you're trying to brag about there. I guess you're just trying to fill out the block. You also started to type smaller. If you kept all the words big, then it would have been easier to fill out because, bigger words take up more room, so you don't have to come up with more false things to try to pitch about yourself that are good. I don't know. Ned's an idiot. Connecticut, let's go. Smarten up. The primaries were actually today, Tuesday, August 11th, August 11th. So I hope the outcome is that Josh won. Not that I want him to be governor. I want Fazio to win. We need to have a massive red wave in this state. Blumenthal needs to go. Murphy needs to go. All of them. But just for now, it would be funny if Josh won. That way then this dickhead right here isn't even making it to the general election. Like, it's going to be Josh going. And like, that'd just be cool for him. For all of us to know that he's already lost. I don't think it's going to happen because there's way too many people that are sucking off the system and just too uninformed about things and think that he's doing a great job. But it would be quite hilarious and awesome if he did lose in the primary. Anyhow, that's all I got. So thanks for listening. And until the next one, have a great day.